Right now we want to turn to a simple blood test that could be a real breakthrough in detecting cancer. It's called the Gallery Multi-Cancer Early Detection Test, and experts say that it can identify more than 50 types of cancer with just a simple blood draw.
And add to that, it can find where in the body the cancer is with 93% accuracy. As you would imagine, the phrase game changer is certainly being used to describe this new tool.
Late this afternoon, I spoke with NBC's Kate Snow, who has some exclusive reporting on this test tonight on Nightly News. Kate, thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us about this. We just mentioned how some experts out there are calling this a game changer. Describe to us the sense of how big a deal this is and how much of an impact this can make in the fight against cancer.
Yeah, the National Cancer Institute actually says this is incredibly promising. They want more studies done, they need more data, but initially with the numbers, the results they have, it looks really good. We're talking about a blood test, having your blood drawn, and then being able to tell you for more than 50 types of cancers, does it look like your body has cancer in the bloodstream? In other words, the DNA that is sloughed off by cancer tumors, that's what they're looking for. If it's a positive, then you go for more tests to try to identify the cancer. The test also tells you where it thinks that cancer is so that you can then get a screening. For example, the part of the body that they think that the test thinks the cancer is in, you can then go have more screening.
Obviously, this has been in clinical trials. It's been out there for a while. What are some of the anecdotal stories that you're hearing from people who have seen success with this?
I spoke with a man named Jim Ford in California who was super healthy, plays golf all the time, in his 70s, went into this trial and discovered that the test came back positive, that the blood test came back positive. He then had to have further screenings from his doctor. It looked like it might be in the pancreas, and sure enough it was. They caught the cancer at stage 2. Typically pancreatic cancer isn't caught until stage 4 when it's too late. So Jim is lucky to be alive right now because he got treatment.
Finally, Kate, I think a lot of people watching right now will naturally wonder when something like this will be widely available, how they can get their hands on it, and kind of what's next in this whole process.
This is one of a bunch of tests that are in development. This is the furthest along. It does need more clinical trials, but right now you can actually get a prescription for this test. It's called the Gallery test. It costs $950 out of pocket because insurance companies are still waiting to cover. Right now, you can't get insurance coverage for it, but a lot of people, a lot of scientists and doctors thinking this might be a new way to screen early for cancer.
Kate Snow is senior national correspondent for NBC News, kind enough to take a few moments here to talk to us about this important story. We'll be watching for a lot more with Kate's full story tonight on NBC Nightly News at 6:30, right after our 6 o'clock news. Kate, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
You wonder when insurance will start to cover it. I mean, I know they're still doing the trials, and you have to go through that, but you just think about the potential here.
Absolutely. I mean, immediately my thought goes to pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
Obviously, Scott Levin's father, my father, you know, you think about if you had that extra time to be able to know.
Catching it early is so important, no doubt. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're out of time on the Town Hall, but if you have a question or comment, that's our text line number.
And keep it here. Channel 2 News at 6 with Scott and Mary Alice is next.